Hey everyone, welcome to Chuck's Guitar Geekery. Today's going to be the inaugural cherry poppin' pilot episode of Chuck's Guitar Vloggery. So I'm just going to start with a topic that I came up with earlier today. I haven't taken any notes or outlined what I'm going to talk about exactly, but if there's any topics you would like me to ramble through for about 10 minutes at a time in the future, leave it in the comments below, and maybe I'll do another one of these. But really, I'm going to go through how I do my videos, kind of the signal flow, because I do my videos cheap as hell. It might look and sound like I do it cheap as hell. I at least like to think the audio is there, and when you're doing guitar gear, I feel like that's the most important. I'm trying to catch up on the visual part of it. I'm adding more lights slowly because I record in a basement with no windows and at night after everyone else in my house is asleep, so daylight is not an option. But if I actually just started doing a video around my room, it would give most of you all a panic attack because I'm a messy dude. Always have been, always will be. I've just accepted it. I have cables and spare pickups and pedals just all over the place. We're over halfway through the year 2020 right now, and a lot of us are stuck at home still. I'm not going to actually mention the name of the culprit or any of that because, frankly, I'm not quite sure how the censorship bots are filtering or what they're going to censor in the future, so if you're in 2020, you know what I'm talking about. If we're in the future, hopefully we're all still alive. But enough of that. This channel, guitar, is my happy space away from the rest of the world. So hopefully it is for you all too. No mentioning of any of that in the comments either. This is a happy place. Keep it happy. But now, you have the time. I'm thinking live music is kind of dead at the moment. And I mean, I know some bands are starting to play live in my area, but it's few and far between. And I don't even think the crowds are coming out yet. So the internet, you know, we're kind of in the fourth industrial revolution to mesh with the Borgs and the bots. Start putting your stuff online. But you don't have to go get an expensive camera. Probably should. I probably should. Because I don't have an expensive camera. Because, I'm recording on an iPhone. I've pretty much ran this entire channel on an iPhone. Plus a GoPro. The GoPro is usually focused on the piece of gear, the iPhone on me. I combine them later on my iPhone. But we all know if you're just using the built-in mic on your phones, everyone's going to leave comments, dude, don't use the mic in the camera, man, it sucks. So if you're going to be putting stuff out there, I mean, it's also fun, kind of a point of pride when you have decent audio quality with it. Now I like to think, even though visually I have a ways to go, I'm still learning this stuff, but I feel like the audio's there usually. Maybe not the talking mic, but the guitar part at least, and to me that's what's important. So I'm just kind of go through how I record everything into my phone and do it cheap, because money's a little scarce these days too, especially now that money printers go brrr, and every dollar that's printed makes the dollar in your pocket worth less. But like I said, happy place away from politics. Happy place away from politics. Keep telling myself that. So, my signal flow is to go from guitar to whatever pedal I'm demoing. I have a little table in front of me. I'm going to use GoPro to take pictures of what I'm talking about. I just got done doing a video. There's a table, and I have on a mic stand a little holder for the GoPro. Then I have my phone. It's actually using a bicycle phone mount that you would put on the handlebars. I have it on a mic stand in front of me. A few lights around the room. Lighting is somewhat important. I just added another light tonight. I have a couple lights behind me. It probably looks like crap. Professionals are probably like, what the hell are you talking about, kid? But so I have to record everything silent. So I have a couple ways I've done that. Is I have an old Mesa Boogie amp. I'm snapping pictures as I go. But the fun thing about the Mesa Boogie amp is it actually has a line out that's after the power amp. So when I'm recording with the Mesa Boogie, I have this load box that I'll put on the speaker, so it's silent in the room. And the load box keeps the load on the amp, keeps it safe, and I can actually get some cranked amp tones. And I send that to the More radar for impulse response. Now the More radar you can pick up cheap. Even if you have an amp that doesn't have that kind of line out, if it has an effects loop, you can still do this. Because another method I've been doing lately is using the Orange Terror stamp, which I actually have on a pedal board down here. And I'll use the preamp on that goes to the More radar. Which, yeah, the radar has a power amp sim in it, but I think that colors it too much, doesn't really sound natural. So just the preamp. So it kind of mimics like going through a solid state amp, like the Terror stamp does, which it's the same thing as an Orange Micro Dark Terror. The original Micro Terror, the white one with the orange lettering, that one does not have an effects loop. And then it does have a headphone out that has some sort of cab sim on it, so you don't want to double the cab sim, but anyways. Because you could also, you know, I do this just because I can only do these videos after everyone else in my house is asleep, so silent through headphones is how I gotta do it. So then from the More radar, I go into a Digitech Trio Plus. Now I'm jumping in after the fact, because I forgot to mention that I do the Digitech Trio Plus, so you can hear the guitar piece of gear in a band mix with drum and bass. More accurate to how you're going to hear it in real life, because hopefully you're playing in a band with other people. And not only that, it lets me create a backing track in essentially minutes, so I don't have a lot of time to do this, so time counts. Now you're hearing it behind me now, but it's a band creator in a box. So you can teach it a chord progression and general tempo and rhythm, and it makes up a drum and bass part with it. The plus, compared to the original Trio, you can loop in like a rhythm part on top of that. So I run everything mono just because it's easier that way. Amp, More radar, Trio Plus. Which leads me to my mixer / audio interface to go into my phone, which I use the Roland Go mixer, which I've done a video on before, so I'm going to take a picture of it. Which I have it just kind of hanging off the mic stand that also has the tripod. It's actually a bicycle holder for a phone that you put over the handlebars to look at, I don't know, GPS while you're riding a bike. I haven't ridden a bike in 20 years. So from there I combine the guitar signal, I have the drum and bass from the Trio Plus, and then I have my vocal microphone, each on its own input. There are still a couple more inputs with the 8th inch in I could use if I wanted to. The Go mixer is really the secret that keeps this whole shit show I call a channel afloat. I had a cheapo lapel mic for a while, but eventually I dropped it too many times and it was a hardwired one. I came across a Phantom Power. I had this AKG, the C2000B. I don't even remember where I got this. I think someone gave it to me at some point 15 years ago. Whatever, it's what I got. I'm cheap. And the important thing, if you're using the Go Mixer, they do have a Go Mixer Pro, which does have a mic preamp with an XLR in that supplies Phantom Power. But that costs a little bit more than the regular Go Mixer that I have. So if you're going to be running XLR into 1/4 inch, one of these impedance matchers is a must. Because otherwise the signal gets real thin sounding. I mean, going through an actual preamp would be optimal, but I know there's those art ones with a 12AX7 tube in it that are pretty cheap, but the last one I had added so much noise it wasn't worth it. So, and then maybe I'll do some screenshots. I use a video editing app called, I don't even know how it's pronounced, KineMaster? KineMaster? A year and a half ago I was looking for one that could combine 2 videos, you know, multiple camera angles into one, and that's what I came across. I think it's like $20 a year subscription based, but if you've watched any of my videos in the past year and a half or so, you've seen it in action. I mean, they have a free version, but you have like watermarks on it, and I think you only get but so many per month. But I think I forgot to mention this, but with the Go Mixer, the way it works is I'm just doing iPhone video. But the Go Mixer takes, I think there's I'm looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, essentially 6 inputs on it. And it it's a mixer. You create your mix, it sends that stereo signal, that stereo mix. It becomes the audio for the video, so the actual mic in the phone isn't picking up anything. All the audio is coming from the Go mixer. So part of me kind of likes it because most people do this with decent cameras and a computer DAW. It's been so long. The last computer-based recording I did was a first generation Pro Tools Inbox, and it was on a computer with Windows 2003, which I still have. I haven't fired it up in probably 6 years. Back in those days, Pro Tools only worked with a Pro Tools interface. I haven't had a computer-based recording software since. And frankly, you can record into those and manipulate the sound so much, you can make anything sound good. The way I do it, once it's recorded, that's the sound I get. So with the Digitech Trio and playing, the mix has to be good recording going in, which to me I kind of like the challenge, because it kind of like back in the day with old school recording where you can only overdub on tape but so many times before the tape deteriorates. So if you want the performance, you got to get the performance, and it's what it is. So I mean, it is kind of digital voodoo with the impulse response going in, but there's so many videos comparing impulse response to the actual mic in front of a cab. The sound is so close. I'm sure if you listen close enough, some people can hear the difference, but I'm also doing it cheaply, so I feel like I'm not overproducing anything to get the most out of gear. This is the sound of it. I think that about wraps it up. Like I said, this is my first time trying to do a vlog, just ramble for a bit. This was the topic I could think of today. I didn't have any notes. If there's a topic you would like to see me ramble incoherently about for about 10 minutes and then jump cut together later because I suck at talking, let me know in the comments below. Or if you want me to shut up, I'll shut up. I guess the view numbers will tell me that. And some of you can't hit those thumbs down and leave negative comments fast enough. It's the internet. It's what we do. Funny how manners go right out the window when you're anonymous. Please hit that subscribe button. I'll leave some affiliate links below if you're buying anything on Amazon, Reverb, or eBay. Or also, if you have your own music you want to put out, I have a DistroKid referral code down there that gets you a little discount on your first year. Which also reminds me, for some of the demos I do, if I have a decent enough, long enough take of something, I've been releasing it on all the music platforms as songs. So, look up Dumb Luck Chuck is what I'm calling it. I have some stuff on Spotify and iTunes and Amazon and Napster and a whole bunch of places I haven't even heard of, but I have music there in case you want to hear my random noodling over the DistroKid Trio Plus. Knock your socks off. That's enough of my incoherent rambling. Until next time, cheers.